Welcome back, everyone, to the gaming channel. Well, unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't know. I guess it depends on how you look at it. I've got a new computer. The other one was on its last legs and finally died, and did not, unwisely, I did not have my other gaming saves backed up to the cloud. So until I can recover that stuff from the other hard drive in such a way that I can load it back up, kind of stuck. And that's one of the reasons I haven't done any gaming videos lately, is because I hate not finishing a series and then starting a new one. So in the meantime, though, we're going to take a look at this game. This is All Quiet in the Trenches. You know I love World War I history, cover a lot of that, even have a channel dedicated to it now called Stories of the Great War. And so this is one I've had my eye on for a while, but I haven't played it yet. It's a different take on the historical gaming genre. It's more of a kind of a story-driven game where I believe we are a German kind of non-commissioned officer in charge of a squad of soldiers. I haven't played it yet, so I don't know what to expect. I'm excited, though, and we're just going to play this series straight through, however many episodes it takes until we finish it. We won't start another game. That's going to be kind of my policy, I think, moving forward with the gaming channel, is not to do multiple things, just to focus on one game at a time. We'll see how it goes. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to do the tutorial, just because I've never played it before and I don't really know what to expect. Previous wars, people relied heavily on man-to-man combat. Artillery, yeah, artillery causes something like 70% of all the combat deaths in World War I. It is by far the main killer, and there's lots of different artillery too. I like the kind of the art style here. It's very cool. We're really flying through the trenches here, kind of getting a look at, you see how there's multiple layers. You got communications trenches, you got frontline trenches. Germans, by and large, had better trench systems than the Allies, because the Germans were planning on staying there. They were occupying enemy territory in Belgium and France. Allies were trying to take it back. Monday, March 1st, 1915. So we're into the first spring of the war coming up. I could still hardly believe that a few days ago, back home, I had been appointed Unteroffizier, so it's kind of like a sergeant in charge of a handful of men. And here they were sneaking through the trenches behind me, not 100 meters from the enemy positions. So we're on the front line trenches then. They would rotate off, so they weren't spending months and months on the front line trenches. You would rotate. Florian Mayel's thoughts still seemed to be firmly at home, and he still appeared to be treating this as a short trip. Senior teacher Wilhelm Schmidbauer wore a precise mustache and seemed surprisingly spry for his age. Ferdinand Kummerbund looked small and lost. So I know what's going to happen. I'm going to get attached to these guys and they're going to die on me, which I guess is probably the point of this. Jean-Pierre Danner, that's a very French-sounding name, calmly vigilant and keeping his weapon ready. Exhausted, we finally found the dugout of Lieutenant von Karsbruck, to whom we had been assigned. "Here you are, Herr Unteroffizier," he greeted me. "You seem to have taken your time. Surely you are fit enough to start work straight away." The lieutenant's condescending gaze swept over my men and then rested appraisingly on me. All right, so we can highlight on each of these and we can kind of see. Can we click on them? Oh, very cool. Okay, so we can see their morale, their status, physically fit. He's also tired. Going to be the standard, I think. Trained in shooting, trained in melee. He is completely by the book, somewhat patriotic, fairly outspoken, very courageous, and respectful. And then there's a note sheet. We've got his date of birth, his origin, profession, denomination, marital status, children, and then I can even make notes of my own. This is crazy. I'm liking this so far. Jean-Pierre, I guess that's who I already looked at. The lieutenant, very intolerant. Well, that's lovely. He's completely by the book, very patriotic, somewhat distant, somewhat jaded. That's also understandable. Schmidbauer, he's inattentive, tired. That could be a problem on the front lines. Is a guy who's not really paying attention. He's distant. All these guys are by the book. Schmidbauer, is that the guy we just looked at? Kummerbund. He's slow, clumsy. All right, don't give him any grenades. Faltering. He's a bit of a problem. He's small and lost. Male is dexterous. He's strained. All these guys are going to be strained. Okay. Yes, Herr Lieutenant. I'm not going to make excuses to this guy because he seems pretty intolerant of that kind of thing. Yes, Herr Lieutenant, I confirmed. Regardless of how I assessed our situation, this was not the time to make a bad first impression on my superior. My adjutant will show you to your sleeping quarters. Afterwards, report to me for today's duties. I felt the eyes of my soldiers on my back. Obviously, some of these men resented my lack of concern for their needs. I'll show concern for their needs, but not in front of my superior officer, I think is the way I want to go with this. Welcome to the trenches, Herr Unteroffizier. Alright. So, obviously, we can rotate the camera. That's cool. Still wearing the Pickelhaube, which it might look like metal, but they're actually leather. And by 1916, they were phasing those out in favor of the Stahlhelm, the steel helmet, the one that you know really well from World War II. So there's interactions, and okay. All right, so we've got let's take a look at Schmidt-Bauer here. Herr Unteroffizier, we only have the rations left that we took with us. What are we supposed to get something to eat around here? Yeah, there's nothing I can do about that, I guess. So rations for the day were added, so there's that. We're in reserve at the moment, it looks like. I can give them projects, things to do. Or that is our current project. Got it. Okay, let's take a look here. You're just in time. I've assigned your group to Night Watch. Assign a few men to it. I suggest you send the rest to the supply depot. There you'll get provisions for the next few days. But from now on, managing your group's food supply will be your responsibility alone. Okay. So we've got a project here. We've got to assign some people to Night Watch. Not something I think I want to assign the guy to who... They're all strained. But I don't think this is going to be something we're going to send Cumberbunt to. Let's do Schmidt-Bauer and Danner. I think he's trained in shooting. He's tired. They're all tired. But yeah, I think those are the guys that we'll assign this to. Perfect. The other two are going to be in reserve for now. Let's send a couple people to get rations. Actually, we'll just send... You know what? I'm going to send Cumberbunt to go get the rations. We're going to keep the other guy in reserve just in case we need him for something. Alright. Man, there's a long war to go. We got 3+ years to go in this war. Another communication trench collapse. So communication trenches, if you imagine the trenches as being a series of lines, and at this point in the war, there are not as many. There's no defense in depth yet. But you got front line and reserve. Communications trenches are what connects the different lines of trenches. Gather your shovels and men. Have it rebuilt as soon as possible. Okay. So now we got to send... Anything that doesn't involve combat, I think I can send a young kid to. We're going to keep Schmidt-Bauer, our old man, back from that one. We'll send the other 3 to do that. I don't know where on the line we are. I'm kind of curious, because that'll help me understand where we might see combat. Oh boy, artillery. There was a thud not 10 meters from the hiding spot where my men were huddled. An artillery shell shredded the dugout of our neighboring troop. Pieces of wood and metal flew for meters, and smoke obscured the view. There are stories of these bigger shells, like these massive 15, 16-inch shells landing and taking out 20 guys at once. Horrible stuff. An almost eerie silent gasp of shock passed, then my men and I jumped up, pushed aside broken beams, and searched for our buried comrades. We found 2... for whom all help came too late. A third, however, we could still hear panting. Okay. He was lying with his upper body trapped into the falling beams. Ugh. His face was distorted with pain. He was barely conscious. Cumberbunt, that's our young kid. Herr Unteroffizier, we must try to help him. A long splinter protruded from his abdomen, and the shirt was soaked in blood. Danner shook his head. Is beyond help. A mercy killing will save both him and us. from misery. No, get a stretcher. I'm not falling into the whole putting a guy out of his misery right off the bat. I'm sure this guy's going to die, but we have to let the men know that we're going to try. Nurses could determine how and whether to help him. Alright. So now we've got to... I guess this means we have to put 2 guys into taking him to the hospital, which means we're pulling 2 guys off the front lines. We'll fail if not done this turn. Okay, we're going to send young guys on this one. I'm trying to do everything I can to keep Cumberbunt from important jobs. Because he's compassionate, so that helps too. Alright, this guy's going to die. We know that. Artillery, destroy one of our telephone lines. Instruct one of your men to carry this message to the command post. French are planning an attack, and we urgently need more men. Okay, skirmish added. Rations for 2 days added. Oh, boy. So I gotta send somebody to deliver this message. I think it's gonna be male in this case. He's dexterous. He is cautious, but that's gonna have to be our guy. Oh, the artillery. Somebody's got to go fetch rations, too. I guess it's going to have to be the old man this time. Herr Unteroffizier, the advance emplacement has been destroyed by artillery. Now we're missing a well-covered position, and the French have an easy way into our trenches. So we're somewhere further down the line then. We're not up in Ypres. That would be the British and the Belgians. We're probably somewhere, maybe the Somme, Verdun, somewhere else along the line. We try to rebuild the position directly at the French front line. The French will do their best to prevent it. Okay. Constructions. Okay. Man, we're just getting more and more things. At some point, we're going to have more things to do than we have people to do it with. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look. Next turn. Man. These days tick by slowly when you know how long the war is going to be. Locked projects. This is symbolized... Okay, so sometimes possible to remove individual soldiers from locked projects via dialogue. Usually this is associated with consequences. So we're all holed up in the bunker because we're under artillery fire right now. It's the best place for us to be. I hope the French won't attack. No, we're just going to hang tight. Alright, let's see what Danner's up to. Herr Unteroffizier, the wounded man we took to the field hospital, unfortunately he died. Yeah, I kind of figured that. We did what we could, the people in the field hospital too. I guess it was just too late for him. I'm glad we tried, but it's still saddening. Yeah, it sucks. That is war, though, unfortunately. Average prestige, good mood, everyone's in. Negative effects added. Well, yeah, that'll happen. Alright, we're holed up in the bunker. Let's go ahead and advance to the next day. Gosh. For the past day, my men and I have been sitting tightly packed in our bunker while the French artillery rained down salvo after salvo of death and destruction on us. So, sometimes they refer to this as drum fire because the artillery shells are hitting so frequently that you can't even distinguish one from the next. It wasn't like a random hit here and there. And there are descriptions of trees being blown up in the air, and before they could land, another shell hits and blows it back in the air again. When after hours the firing suddenly stopped, that usually means bad news. A sigh of relief went through the ranks of some of the young soldiers. However, that was the moment when the veterans and other troops tensed up and began to load their rifles. A cacophony of whistles snapped us out of our stupor as well. The French are attacking. Alright, for God and Kaiser and Fatherland. Others joined my battle cry, and we roared against the cries of the oncoming French. Here we go. Oh boy. To the next level. So what happens now? Here comes the attack. The enemy has superior numbers. We may soon have to retreat from these trenches. You and your greenhorns are to collect and evacuate all the ammunition we can find. If we're to lose this trench, at least we won't lose our equipment. Battle. You lead your soldiers as a troop. However, you can also give them orders individually. Pay attention to your allied and enemy troops and adjust your tactics accordingly. Oh boy, this is complicated. Alright, I'm not sending the young kid to search for equipment. I'm not going to do that. Oh, well, maybe. He was attentive, so maybe I should have sent him. Can I still change it? Guess not. Oh yeah, I think I might be able to. Let's take him off of that and add the kid. Okay. Take cover, the other two. What's up here? These are the different positions. Good cover, moderate cover, excellent cover. Alright, so can I send one of these guys to the front lines then? French troop 2, 5 active soldiers. Oh my goodness, there's a lot to this. So those are the French. This is us here. Okay, let's go to the next turn, see what happens. Oh, I'm nervous about that. I know I'm going to lose people at some point, but you can give your troop 1 command per turn. The rally command causes your troop to stay at its current location. Advance, tactical movement, retreat. Okay, what do we got going on here? Combat button. I was able to find a few combat supplies. I hope this helps us. Okay. What did he find? Didn't find ammunition. Found some bandages. Okay. How we doing here? They're getting closer. I mean, we got to fight. Change to under strong fire. Available hand grenades added. Excellent. Okay, so we've got ourselves some of these potato mashers. That's good. Retreat, 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 retreat. We're not retreating. I don't think we can really do that yet. Tactical movement. Alright, so what do we do to just start fighting back? Can I assign these guys to do that? We're in moderate cover where we are right now with very low danger. Alright, let's advance. So I'm moving them over to this other position. Oh, the French are getting closer. They're getting closer. I don't want to take cover. I want to fight back. But what do we do to do that? How do we take, like, kind of start fighting back? We better stay down. No, we need to shoot back. Why aren't we doing that? Do we have to click on these guys? No, I don't want to advance either, though. That's what they're doing, is advancing. Alright, so I really don't know what to do here. All of my men are saying we should get out of here because we don't have cover. So I've either got to get them back into a position with some better cover, or I've got to get them out. We do have men further back, so it wouldn't be completely out of line to do that. So I think I'm going to go ahead and move my guys over to that spot there. Get them to some cover. Hopefully we don't get hit by artillery in the meantime. We can search some crates. Let's do that. We're going to let the kid who seems to be attentive to such things do that. I don't know what else we can do in the meantime except just kind of hang tight. I don't want to advance again. We're just going to sit tight right here, I think. See what happens. If the French get into the trenches, maybe we can throw some grenades or something. Oh boy! Oh no! Oh, that was really close. Did somebody get hit? Good mood removed. Light stress added. Shock added. Is there anything else? Heads down, artillery. Found some ammunition. Okay, good. I almost got hit. Yeah, that was far too close. It's a miracle no one is seriously injured. Oh, just wait. I'm sure we will be. We're still all taking cover. I really feel like we should be fighting back and not just taking cover. In grenade range. Oh, okay. Yeah. Let's go ahead and do that. I want to move up and at least try to fight back a little bit. We can't just cower in the trenches. That should be enough, right? We can't carry much more. Okay, great. So let's fight back. What are we doing here? Because the French are they in our trenches now? They are in our trenches. Yeah. Alright, I'll hit rally. Significant danger. Yeah. Alright, fight. Let's go, guys. Throw some grenades at these guys. Do something. I don't think I need to order that, right? I mean, they'll just do that. Alright, we're falling back. Retreat to the next defensive line. Alright, let's throw a hand grenade. I'm gonna have... Yeah, we're gonna have Mail do that. And then we're just gonna fire for general suppression, I think. Let's see. We should provide cover fire so our comrades can retreat. Yeah, let's do that. Specifically, there's Troop 4 right there. They're the closest ones. So I think maybe we should be suppressing them. We'll use these two guys. Alright, what's the young kid saying? We're sitting ducks, we need to get to better cover. Alright. That was pretty close. The shot hit right next to me. My heart is beating like crazy. Yeah, no kidding. Okay, retreat across the creek. But we're gonna offer suppressing fire first. Oh, we need 3 people to do that. We can't do that. Alright. I mean, that's the best I can do, right? Let's all suppress 2, I guess. Alright, let's go. Let's see what happens. No, that was close. In the enemy's flank. That's good. Available hand grenades. That's good. So now we can fire at them from the flanks. That's good. Let's get our good shooter on that. Let's get our old man on that. Oh, what's this? That'll... No, I think we should probably cancel that. They would get flanked if we do that. So how do we cancel that order? Let's undo that, please. Can we go back to there instead? Yeah, let's do that. I think we're kind of out here by ourselves at this point. Alright, keep falling back. We're supposed to go all the way to across the creek. Alright, let's go to there. Everybody's still alive. Nobody's been hit yet. Is that a scarecrow? Alright, how do we get... Oh, we're gonna have to go up and over. Alright, go, go, go. I don't like being exposed like that. Alright, we're back. Oh, that was super close, too. Cummerbund took a hit. The kid. Oh, no, not the kid. Oh, boy. Where was he hit? He's bleeding. Ugh. First aid. Who are we going to get to give first aid? Who's best with that? The kid who would probably be best for that is the one who is not in a position to do it. Alright, let's send him to do that. What about the others? Alright, we got to sit tight and try to give him first aid. Let the other guys stay here with him. Alright, so what now? His bleeding's almost stopped. Okay, good. I'm not going to stop treatment yet. I mean, if it's almost stopped, that means it isn't stopped yet. Where are the French? Alright, I think we're okay. We're where we need to be now. Alright, we're going to go ahead and get across the creek now to our next defensive position. Two of the guys, anyway. The other two are, it looks like other Germans are starting to advance now. Alright, bleeding is removed. Excellent. We've retreated across the creek. I guess we're moving to the next event now. I think we survived that attack. Okay. Everybody survived the first attack. The kid got wounded. Looks like we're heading back behind the lines now. As I said, you get rotated off. You're not constantly on the front lines. We're not even a week into this thing. Explosions, gunshots, and screams still echoed in my ears. We've only been fighting a few minutes, and yet it felt as years had passed since this morning. Back in the camp, safely behind the front. Here comes the lieutenant. What's he going to have to say to us? On your feet, men. He looked satisfied, seeing the ample supply of ammunition seemed to further soothe his morose mood. Good job, Herr Unteroffizier. Not that it was a difficult task, but apparently with this bunch of slobs, you have to be happy if anyone shows you even a modicum of competency. Our troops were in the best position for a counterattack, but the reserve was too cowardly to take advantage. And now the Herr Major accuses me, us, of having abandoned the trench line unnecessarily. There was no holding the line. The attack was too strong. The previous artillery, he interrupted me. That's hardly your place to judge. We could have sold the trenches for considerably more today. And if that's what the Herr Major expects to grant my promotion to Oberleutnant, then that's what he will get. Great. Alright, so let's check on Cummerbund. His morale is dejected. He's wounded. He's making good recovery, though, so that's good. Hopefully we get a chance to rest a little bit now. Let's go ahead and talk to him, see how he's doing. Nurse Elizabeth is optimistic I will make a full recovery. Tell me about where you're from. Grew up near Munster and went there to take up my studies right before the war broke out. Now that feels very far away, like another life. No kidding. Tell me more about origin. Oh, don't let me get too attached to these guys. It's just going to make it harder when they die. Okay. That's all for now. We got to set up camp now. That's what the other three are doing. Delay will have consequences. I organize our small field hospital. I'm content with not being overburdened and nobody dying under my care, because we don't have enough time for proper treatment. No. Oh, you're one of those. Good to know. I'll go back to saving lives now. Or you think this conversation is more important than the lives of your comrades as well? Nope. I just think we need to be behind the cause. Your field cook. Okay. Alright. Request provisions. I think we're good on provisions. Next shipment. Maybe a few more weeks. Alright. Can I ask for a favor? No. Offer help. Okay, cool. I think that's it for now. Got the delivery. What size ration should I give your people? If you want them If you want to do something good for them, then I would suggest double rations. Alright. You know what? I'm going to maintain them for now. I don't think there's no reason to double their rations at the moment. We're not being prepared for an attack or anything like that. Alright, we've made it through 1 week. 1 whole week so far. Okay. Mayo, one of my men, made no secret of his previous work as a master brewer since he joined our troop. Okay, cool. Alright. Let him talk some more. It might come in handy. When some of his comrades joined the conversation, I took my leave and returned to my own tasks. Okay. Alright, so we've made it 2 weeks now. I am Peter Linecki. Is this who is this guy? Supposed to report to you. If you need something done, I'm happy to help. Alright. He's fairly tolerant, he's pragmatic, compassionate, he's courageous, he's sociable, he's respectful. Seems like a cool guy. Why would I impose a punishment? He hasn't done anything. Alright, we're good. Bonjour, monsieur. Are you the Herr Unteroffizier whose people pitched their tents right here at the camp entrance? I am Marianne Laroche, one of the village elders in our community. So we're occupying part of France. Since I can speak German, I mean, could be Belgium too, but then we'd be facing British troops most likely. Mediate between the residents of the village. I might be able to get me some things that way. Ask for food. I think right now we probably don't need to do that. We're not in a desperate situation. We should probably save that for when we are. Supply is running low. I loathe giving the men insufficient rations, but it could become necessary soon. Hope you can make sure that won't happen. Oh, okay. So maybe we should have asked for food. These villagers are suspect. I keep hearing stories of attacks by Frank tireurs and our comrades along the front. So partisans, this is like the underground in World War II kind of thing. Organize some patrols through the village. Okay. Patrol the village. Who should we send for this? Everybody's tired. Obviously, we're not going to send Cummerbund. I need to send people who are going to be reasonable, pragmatic, sociable, cautious. Yeah, Mail seems like just the guy for this job. What about Schmidtbauer? He's intolerant by the book, patriotic and outspoken. I don't think he's the guy for this task. Danner, by the book, somewhat patriotic, fairly outspoken, very courageous. He's, you know what, we're going to have to send somebody. He is respectful. So Danner, plus he's French. Or he's got a French name anyway. Alright, we're going to send him. Hopefully this goes well. Danner was supposed to receive an exceptionally large Liebesgabe, gifts of love, generic letter of encouragement, and quite a few cans of food. No, I'm not. I'm going to suggest he share with his comrades, but I'm certainly not going to take it from him. If he chooses not to, that's his choice. Alright, good man, good man. And then Schmidtbauer shared with him. So, building camaraderie, getting people food, all good. Awesome. All gone inside the man on the other side of the table, taking the last sip of liquor. A rat infestation had destroyed the group's food stash almost completely. Could you and your group perhaps give us some of your supplies? Sorry, dude. I'm responsible for my people and only my people. Sorry, I mean, I gotta stand up for my guys. He interrupted me and apologized for asking in the first place. Okay, cool. We're almost through the first month. Some of these guys are getting more tired. Some are getting rested. So we need to keep an eye on that. Finally, took you long enough, Herr Unteroffizier. Major ordered the start of the offensive this morning. Oh, okay. We need to get some rest before we go. There's a lot, but we're managing. We get by, okay. Everybody's resting. That's kind of what we got to do at the moment. The latrine is filled to the brim. Someone should take care of that before it overflows. I don't want to do the latrine, but somebody's got to do it, right? Alright, whoever gets stuck doing it is going to be unhappy, but Linek is the new guy. He's the only one that's well rested. Some of these guys are at the point of exhaustion right now. Sorry, new dude, you got to do it. Trade provisions. Yeah. We'll agree. Good. If it keeps the man, I gotta have somebody do this. I only got one guy who's even remotely not tired. All of that, we're only a month into the war so far. This is crazy. And it's been relatively smooth thus far. I know it's not gonna be that way always. Give out extremely small portions of meat while the rations were being distributed. Some of the men grumbled discontently about the situation. I explained the trade. Try to be rational. Try not to blame. Alright. So we explained it. Hopefully we reasoned with our men in that situation. And we've made it to April. Depending on where we are in the front, we may see some fighting here soon. So here's Madame Laroche from the French village. The younger children are suffering. It was only in that moment it occurred to me that our artillery had been firing almost non-stop for some time. Yeah. Nothing I can do about that, though. I mean, I'm a sergeant. Do I know how long this will continue? Until the major decides it's been enough. I'm not going to give any military secrets, but I'm also not going to be a jerk about it. Let's hope that time will come soon. Yeah. Okay. So where are we at? Let's see what Danner's up to. There's a pub in the village. He'd like to visit with your permission. How's everybody doing on their resting? I mean, everybody's resting at the moment except for Cummerbund, who's still recovering in the hospital. He's going to be a little while yet, I think, before he gets back. We've got a low supply stock. I've got high prestige right now. That's good. Folks are in a good mood. Someone wants to talk to me. Are the Unteroffizier of the people here? I'm the new guy. I got another new guy. Okay. Peterson. Welcome, Peterson. Trip to the pub. Who can we send to the pub? Honestly, let's send the guys who are most in need of rest right now. Oh, these are the guys that actually want to go. So we'll send the two guys that want to go. Haven't been resupplied. Hopefully it won't take long. We'll request additional provisions. I'm going to send somebody to pick up the food. We'll send Danner. There's a lot going on here. Oh, Cummerbund has a fever. No, 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 no. Don't let him die. Don't let him die. If you could spare a man to stay with him. Okay. Yeah, we're definitely going to do that. But who am I going to send? Honestly, it should probably be Linek, but I'm going to send Peterson. Oh my goodness. Field laundry can't keep up with the demand. Your unit will be responsible for keeping uniforms clean by themselves. Okay. Gosh. Just one thing after another. You know what? This one I'm going to wait on. I'm not going to just overextend my guys. Alright, we're going to wrap it up right there. I know we haven't gotten too deep into this game yet, but let me know what you think about it. This is going to be fun. I think it's a different kind of game, but it's really up my alley. We get to talk about history, one of my favorite topics of history, which is World War I. We get to see it at the ground level view. I know it's going to get painful. It's going to get interesting, but let me know your thoughts. Use the comment section below, and we'll come back tomorrow with the second episode. Thanks for watching.